Hello, divine souls. Welcome to another episode of Spiritual Bloom, where we bloom within our consciousness, with your spiritual coach and twin flame guide, Neha. In today's episode, we are diving into one of the most fascinating and transformative topics in spiritual wellness, the seven chakras, and how it impacts the twin flame journey. Have you ever felt emotionally blocked, unusually drained, or completely in flow and aligned with life? According to ancient yogic tradition, these experiences may be connected to your chakras, the seven main energy centers in your body that influence your physical health, emotions, and spiritual growth. So, we'll be covering each and every chakra one by one and understand its blockage and how to get out of those blockages and how does it heal your twin flame journey. So let's start with the first chakra, that is the root chakra, which is also called the Muladhara. The color of this chakra is red, and this is the chakra of stability, trust, and fear. This is also called the base chakra. If this chakra is blocked, it creates fear for survival, safety, and ancestral blockages. You don't feel safe and you will be always living in a survival mode. And mostly you'll be feeling unstable, insecure in relationships, money insecurity, career insecurity. So when the blockages of root chakra is cleared, the person transforms his fears into becoming a fearless person. They feel a sense of calmness and peace, and the fear of losing the divine masculine automatically disappears. Questions and answers of future worries stops bothering you. Fear of rejection, abandonment also lives in this chakra. No stability always depends on others for validation. You learn to surrender and stop worrying about future. The divine feminine starts trusting herself once this chakra is opened, and she gains confidence in herself. She feels secured and grounded within her own self. When this chakra heals, how does it impact the divine masculine? So when this chakra heals, it compels the divine masculine to face his fears, insecurities, and take a stand for himself, which he used to run or try to escape previously. They too start feeling balanced and grounded and feel secure to take the connection forward with his divine feminine. The divine masculine starts feeling that the divine feminine is his home and his base. So the next chakra is the Sacral Chakra, which is orange in color. It describes balance, emotion, and desire. The emotional and sexual pleasure flows from this chakra. It also represents the creative side. When this chakra is blocked, many females go through physical issues such as PCOD, PCOS, hormonal imbalance, endometriosis, problem in conceiving, irregular periods. Since this chakra represents birth and life, it is a delicate one. When it is not balanced, they feel immense sexual pull and feelings of intimacy, and once it gets balanced, she transmutes her sexual energy into creativity and art. All physical illness heals gradually with time, and she expresses her feelings freely without any hesitation or fear. The divine masculine and her family members mirror her energy when this chakra is blocked and is scared to express herself. She transmutes her pain into art, spirituality, and awakens her creative side. When this chakra is blocked, she goes through extreme mood swings or becomes over emotional, overthinker, jealous. She has unhealthy attachments with the divine masculine. She feels anxious when they are in separation or receives no calls, texts, or any information of the divine masculine. Whereas on the other hand, when this chakra is opened, the divine masculine feels guilt and suppressed energy flows. When the divine feminine balances this chakra, the divine masculine starts understanding the divine feminine's pain and starts showing up as an emotionally matured person. His casual behavior starts fading away and he no longer takes the divine feminine for granted like he used to previously. So let's move forward to the third chakra, that is the solar plexus, which represents the sun, and the color is yellow. This chakra represents power and self-birth. It is the center of self-confidence, individuality. When this chakra heals, the divine feminine comes out of chasing energy and understands her value and self-worth. She understands that the divine masculine is her reflection and not completion. If it is blocked, the divine feminine feels weak, requires approval from people, leading to people pleasing. She totally depends on the divine masculine for her emotions, as if she intentionally hands over her energy switch to the divine masculine. She feels happy and energetic when he responds and feels low, anxious and depressed when he stops responding. Ego gets triggered and physically feels heaviness in stomach, digestion problem and constipation, sometimes even gallstones, stems from this chakra. Money blockages, financial blockages and career blockages also stems from this chakra when this chakra is blocked. When it is healed, the divine feminine gains back her power and control and confidence, which breaks the divine masculine's ego, and he gets soul shock to see her thriving in such light and energy, and understands that divine feminine is no longer dependent but becomes independent, and this is what triggers the divine masculine, and he feels guilt and loss because divine feminine is no longer accessible. The divine feminine starts working on her real authentic self. The divine masculine, on the other hand, fights with pride and fear when the divine feminine balances this chakra. So the next chakra is the heart chakra, which symbolizes the color green. So if your heart is healing or your heart chakra is healing, there will be an indication you will always be attracted to the color green. It depends on your chakra. Like in my case, when my heart chakra was opening and when my root chakra was clearing, I was very much attracted to the color green and red. So let's move forward. So heart chakra is the main chakra of divine love, of divine connection and of twin flame journey. It represents forgiveness and unconditional love, meaning it represents the divine love. When this chakra opens, unconditional love flows without any expectations. The divine feminine comes into forgiveness and shifts into divine vibration. If this chakra is blocked, you will feel heaviness in chest, sometimes heart palpitations and sharp poking sensations also. This happens when suppressed emotions comes into surface. You feel revengeful, resentment and unable to forgive people when this chakra is blocked. Extreme crying purging stems from this chakra blockage. All past wounds, hurt, releases and you forgive everyone once this chakra is healed. Now this healed heart chakra energy reaches the divine masculine and his heart chakra opens and his guilt melts away and he feels a strong soul pull and starts missing his divine feminine and feels nostalgic about the past memories which he has spent with the divine feminine, and also understands her worth in his life and loves unconditionally. So the next chakra is the Throat Chakra, which is blue in color. This is the chakra of speaking the truth with clarity, control and command over speech and language. It represents communication, which encourages communication. When this chakra is blocked, physically people suffer from thyroid imbalance and a person is afraid, shy to express his feelings. The voice also becomes less. I mean to say, they don't speak out very loudly. When this chakra heals, it improves your speech, your vocabulary, and you start speaking with clarity without any guilt. You express yourself straightforwardly without sugarcoating. You stop playing blame game and take accountability for your actions. This clear energy reaches the Divine Masculine and activates his Throat Chakra. Then the Divine Masculine craves for communication with his Divine Feminine and expresses himself openly. Because the Divine Masculine hides many of the things in this connection, once his Throat Chakra opens, he becomes open and gradually starts expressing himself often. The next chakra is the Third Eye Chakra. It is the chakra of intuition, and when it is blocked, the Divine Feminine lives in illusion, confusion like whether he is my Divine Masculine, whether I am in a twin flame journey, and once it is healed, she comes out of illusion and leaves doubt, overthinking, and starts trusting the situation. If the Third Eye Chakra is blocked, physical symptoms are pain in eyes, headache, and migraine. So when the Divine Feminine balances the Third Eye Chakra, she balances the mind and heart and works in synchronicity with both. Previously, where she used to be emotional, now slowly she becomes logical and balances emotion with logic before taking any decision. The Divine Masculine also gains clarity and balances heart and mind and starts getting signs and symptoms. Previously, he used to be over logical, but once it heals, he starts getting emotional too. Divine Masculine's spiritual awakening phase begins from here when the Divine Feminine balances her Third Eye Chakra. Divine Masculine comes into realization that this connection is divinely orchestrated and is not an ordinary one, and understands that it is not supporting extramarital affair and knows that it is a soul contract. So the last and the final chakra is the Crown Chakra, the chakra of surrender and divine union. When this chakra activates, the Divine Feminine surrenders her journey and does not control it. She maintains patience and belief in divine timing and comes into peace. She doesn't fear and doesn't control the situation anymore. When it is blocked, she questions about the union timing, whether the union will take place or not because of age, old age, marriage, children. Her spiritual faith becomes weak when this chakra is blocked. The physical symptoms are heaviness in head, laziness, feeling hopelessness, doubt, and distractions. The Divine Masculine feels no more pressure from the Divine Feminine once this chakra is healed by the Divine Feminine. The Divine Masculine's connection with Divine gets stronger or starts building up if he previously was an atheist. So, all these 7 chakras plays a very important role in the twin flame journey and also as any other spiritual journey. If you ever have to come into alignment, it is very important to start working on your 7 chakras, but only with guidance. You should never do 7 chakra meditation or indulge yourself in any chakra meditation without any proper guidance, because it leads to Kundalini awakening. In some cases it leads to Kundalini awakening. So It is a very sensitive thing, and you should not do it on your own. You should take help of someone who is a practitioner or coach or who knows about it. So the ultimate goal of understanding these chakra is that, work more and chase less. That means the more you chase, the more you are blocking your divine masculine's awakening. You are not just blocking their awakening, you are also blocking your karma and ascension. So instead of chasing this journey, chasing the divine masculine, you should start working on your chakras, because when your chakras are healed, automatically things falls into place and you start understanding the journey more properly. Let it be a twin flame journey or you are in any other spiritual journey, doesn't matter. You should start your chakra healing, you should work on yourself, and you should stop chasing people or situations. So I hope you've understood what is the significance of these 7 chakras in our lives, especially for people in spirituality and twin flame journeys. I hope this message really resonated with your heart, and if you really liked this episode of mine, please like, share and subscribe. And for any kind of personal guidance, you can email me or WhatsApp me. My contact details are given in the description box. See you again, my dear friends, in another episode. Thank you for watching and listening to me.